Hey y'all, it's your girl Millie Chun, and part one of Where's Wendy Williams almost took me out, right? It was set in August of 2022. We got to meet Will, her manager and confidant. She enjoys the conversation that people are having about her, around her, like her being seen out and things like that. They asked her something about drinking. She didn't deny it, but she just talked about what she likes to drink. Um, she also talked about her lymphedema. We got to see her feet. And in one part, she said she has 2% feeling. And another part, she had 6% feeling. And she also talked about not so much as being sober, but she really likes to drink. And after this first part of it, she had gone into a wellness center. Wendy is so frail, right? Her just with the Graves' disease, the way her eyes are bulging out of her head, and just she's just so frail, right? And after that first part, she went to a wellness center, and they showed her a video of her talking in that first part, and she said what she didn't like were the wigs and the outfits, right? And that's it. But when they feel like she's sexy, honey, she feel like she the best thing on the block. So they were asking her, is there anything that's off topic we can't ask you? She was like, no, I'm an open book. So when they asked her about the wellness center, like her answers are, I don't know. I don't know why I was at the wellness center, right? I don't know why I'm here. I don't know why they were saying this. And then she got upset. She got real defensive. And she was like, stop talking about it. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Wendy, whatever is going on, this frontal lobe situation, she is so rude because it does affect a person's behavior and how they speak to people. And I mean, Wendy on a regular basis was rough, but this Wendy today is tough. Then they show her doing her physical therapy. She's a horrible patient. Like she told that man what she wasn't going to do. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. Like, only thing he could really do was like stretch her out. That's all he could do. And then DJ Booth came and he talked about how they got to know each other. They were out on the scene in New York. Then he became her DJ at the show. And then he became like management. And then there was a scene when they had a girl in there doing her nails. And Wendy only wanted like a thin coating on her nails. And the girl had put like one coating. She called that girl stupid. And then she realized what she said. And she was like, she's disgusted with me. Absolutely. And she got up and got on out of there. Like, I would have excused myself as well. I would have been disrespectful. I would have understood she was sick, but I would have had to go. Like, you're not that crazy. Her nephew, Travis, was kind of remarkable, right? Also, Lil Kev. I enjoyed seeing them on there. And they have such love and admiration for her and her niece, Alex. Like, they just want the best for her. And I don't know why they took guardianship away from her son, other than the fact that they felt like he was young and he would probably be irresponsible with her money, but at least she would have it. And you got to understand, Wendy lived a fabulous lifestyle. When we found out that baby was going to college, she talked about how much she was going to spend while he was in Florida. Like, $800,000 a month was nothing. Like, she got it and she spent it on her baby. That's why her husband wanted it, right? And then they went ahead and talked about how she gets really emotional when she talks about Kevin, because look, Kevin does not want her to drink at all, right? And then it was just really ruthless how big Kev was with Sharonda. Am I saying her name right, Sharonda? And she said that, especially when it had come to the baby, right? It was over. And I think Kevin was the love of Wendy's life. And that really has a lot to do with how she feels right now. I mean, I know she has illnesses, but that definitely added on to her stress. Then, like during the height of the pandemic, I remember watching Wendy's show from her home, right? It was not the same. And she was only in the kitchen, I think. She would let us in. And DJ Booth said he was the director, the cameraman, the lighting dude, and he was the only one that was allowed to be there. And you could just see how Wendy was just diminishing, right? during that time when she had to film at home. You could just see her just not being herself. And then when her mother passed away, like she talked about her how her mother was her good girlfriend, and she really had to get back on that horse because she's an entertainment, and they feel like she didn't get a chance to grieve. So at this point, little Kev has left. He's gone to college. Big Kev has left. He started a new family with a new woman, and now her mother's gone, right? And Wendy is a tough exterior person, but she is extremely sensitive, right? And regardless of how she feels, what she's going through, that plays a big part. And her nephew Travis said when they had her in Miami, she wasn't drinking. That's when we saw her on the beach. Kev had recorded her on the beach, and they said Travis said that he was with her every day. She was really doing well. She looked good. She was eating and all that. And then her niece Alex had come on, and she said that she was the one that let Wendy know the show was over, because Wendy was still like the Wendy show. Like, I've got to go back. But she was like, no, auntie, it's gone. That was so sad. And we knew something had to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? Because this Wendy right here, we need her right now. It's a lot going on, Wendy. We really need you to be coherent. I loved when her dad was on there and her brother Tommy was on there speaking about her. I liked that Will had taken her back to her home, but she didn't remember where she lived. Like, she was standing right by where her name is on the street sign, but she didn't remember exactly. But then they found the house where she grew up in. She went in the house. There was a family in there. They were happy to see her, and she was really emotional. And at that moment, she was like, I'm ready to be back on TV. Because she said she's only wanted to be famous, and she is. And then there was a scene that Will had come in, and he saw, I guess it was tequila or rum or something, and he said, have you been drinking your lunch or something like that? And she didn't want him to remove the bottle or anything, but her son said whenever there's someone who basically challenges her or wants to take care of her, she seems to dismiss them. Because one of the drivers says that she's fired him like twice. One time, and I really didn't like the fact that he said this, but he said because he wouldn't take her to get a drink, she told him that he was fired. I don't think he should have said that, but like, you could see it. Like, Wendy is very defensive and very rude. And when they talked about the podcast, I mean, I'm guessing the way podcasts are, you just log on and come up with a name and make you a podcast. But I guess if you're Wendy Williams, you need lighting and you need this and you need that and you need a production. So that hasn't happened because, we were really excited about that when that came out. But due to the fact we're not going to get that, like, I hate that. I just really hate that. I think a Wendy Williams podcast would be fantastic. And the fact that you can tell she can't find the right words, and I think that's where the rudeness comes from, because she's getting frustrated because she's a very smart woman, right? I really hate this. I really hate this. I love Wendy Williams, and I miss her so much. But we have one more tomorrow night. Tonight, when you get this, it'll be tonight. But this was hard. It was hard to watch. Let me know how you felt about it. It's your girl Millie Chun, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.